So today I am going to talk about what is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants and certain other organisms transform light energy into chemical energy. During photosynthesis in green plants, light energy is captured and used to convert water, carbon dioxide, and minerals into oxygen and energy-rich organic compounds. Photosynthesis has an anabolic endergonic carbon dioxide requiring process that uses the light energy, which is the photons, and water to produce organic macromolecule or the glucose. Most cases, oxygen is also released as a waste product. Most plant algae and cyanobacteria perform photosynthesis. Such organisms are called photoautotrophs. So, photosynthesis is largely responsible for producing and maintaining the oxygen content of the Earth's atmosphere and supplies most of the energy necessary for life on Earth. Although photosynthesis is performed differently by different species, the process always begins when the energy from light is absorbed by proteins called reaction centers that contain green chlorophyll pigments. Where does photosynthesis takes place? Mesophyll cell is composed of parenchyma tissue. The elongated palisade parenchyma contains the largest number of chloroplasts per cell and is the primary site of photosynthesis in many plants. In plants, photosynthesis takes place in chloroplasts, which contain the chlorophyll. Chloroplasts are surrounded by a double membrane and contain a third inner membrane called the thylakoid membrane that forms long folds within the organelle. Plants are called autotrophs because they can use energy from light to synthesize or make their own food source. Many people believe they are feeding a plant when they put it in a soil, water it, or place it outside in the sun. But none of these things are considered food. Rather, plants use sunlight, water, and the gases in the air to make glucose, which is a form of sugar plants that need to survive. This process is called photosynthesis and is performed by all plants, algae, and even some microorganisms. To perform photosynthesis, plants need three things: carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. So, why are plants green? Chlorophyll is any several related green pigments found in the mesosomes of cyanobacteria and in the chloroplasts of algae and plants. Its name is derived from the Greek word chloros or pale green, pylon or leaf. Chlorophyll is essential in photosynthesis, allowing plants to absorb energy from the light. Chlorophyll is responsible for the green color of many plants and algae. Plants are perceived as green because chlorophyll absorbs mainly the blue and red wavelengths, but green light reflected by plant structure like cell wall is less absorbed. Chlorophylls absorb light most strongly in blue portion of the electromagnetic spectrum as well as the red portion. Conversely, it is a poor absorber of green and near-green portion of the spectrum.
The breakdown of photosynthesis has two main part reactions. One is the light reaction or light-dependent reaction. It produces energy from solar power or photons in the form of ATP and NADPH. The light-dependent reactions use light energy to make two molecules needed for the next stage of photosynthesis: the energy storage molecule ATP and the reduced electron carrier. In plants, the light reactions takes place in the thylakoid membranes of organelles called chloroplasts. So during the light reaction, the electron flow, it occurs in the thylakoid membranes. During the light reaction, there are two possible routes for electron flow. One is the cyclic electron flow and the non-cyclic electron flow. So, the cyclic electron flow occurs in the thylakoid membrane. It uses photosystem 1 only, and 700 reaction center chlorophyll A. It uses electron transport chain or ATC, and then it generates ATP only. While in the non-cyclic electron flow, it occurs in the thylakoid membrane. It uses photosystem 2 and photosystem 1. It has 680 Rxn center, then 700 Rxn center. It also uses electron transport chain. So, number 2 is the Calvin cycle or light-independent reaction or carbon fixation, where it uses energy from light Rxn to make sugar or glucose. The Calvin cycle or the light-independent reactions, biosynthetic phase, dark reaction or photosynthetic carbon reduction, cycle of photosynthesis are the chemical reactions that convert carbon dioxide and the other compounds into glucose. These reactions occur in the stroma, the fluid-filled area of a chloroplast outside the thylakoid membranes. So the next part is the photorespiration. Because of photorespiration, plants have a special adaptation to limit the effect of photorespiration. One is the C4 plants, two is the CAM plants. Photorespiration also is a light-activated type of respiration that occurs in the chloroplast of many plants. It differs biochemically from normal respiration in that it involves glycolate metabolism. Photorespiration also is a wasteful pathway that occurs when the Calvin enzyme rubisco acts on oxygen rather than carbon dioxide. The majority of plants are C3, C and text, start subscript, 3 and subscript plants which have no special features to combat photorespiration. So, the C4 plant is a hot, moist environment. It has 15% of plants and divides photosynthesis spatially. Light reaction equals mesophyll cells, and the Calvin cycle has a bundle sheet cells. A C4 plant is a plant that cycles carbon dioxide into 4 carbon sugar compounds to enter into the Calvin cycle. These plants are very efficient in hot, dry climates and make a lot of energy. Many foods we eat are C4 plants, like corn, pineapple, and sugar cane. Next is the CAM plants. It is hot, dry environments. 5% of plants, like cactus and ice plants, stomates close during day. Stomates open during the night, so the light reaction occurs during the day, while the Calvin cycle occurs when carbon dioxide is present. Plants that are adapted to dry environment use the CAM pathway to minimize photorespiration. These names comes from the family of plants Cruciolaceae, in which scientists first discovered the pathway.
It's caught in the crossfire.